What's going on, YouTube? It's NC in place with children, Mr. A&D, and not Deion Sanders for prime time.
What's up, y'all?
Yep. So we are back here. The Wednesday Night War happened tonight. So me and Prime are back. I know we did a couple audios. I was actually by myself last week. But you know what? The team is back together. And man, look, we got two things happen here. NXT dropped had two major championship matches and added a championship, which I am not happy about whatsoever. I think it was kind of pointless, but we'll get into that. And then we go over to AEW Dynamite and we get the fallout from what happened at Revolution and how they were going to explain what happened with the exploding ring and the War Council at the end. So without any further ado, I thought it was a decent week of wrestling here, or at least on Wednesday. So let's get right up into it right now with NXT kicking off things with William Regal announces that with WrestleMania season, you know, they can't have the takeover on Friday like they usually do. But since WrestleMania is going to be a 2-night event, that means that NXT takeover God, what is it called? Stand and Deliver.
Stand and Deliver.
Yeah, it's going to be a 2-night NXT takeover, which is going to be April 7th and 8th. Then the April 9th is when I think the Hall of Fame is going to be. Then April 10th and 11th is going to be WrestleMania. So, hey, we got a lot of work to do. Huh?
Hall of Fame was on the 6th.
Damn. Okay, so the Hall of Fame is on the 6th. So I don't know what's going to happen on the 9th because the 10th and 11th is going to be WrestleMania. So who knows? You already know the Hall of Fame is going to be packed because we got to induct last year's class.
Is it not? Is it the Hall of Fame, then NXT, then another NXT, then Smackdown, then
Smackdown's Friday. That's right. Smackdown is Friday. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we had to go home to Smackdown and then Saturday, Sunday got you. Well, it's going to be a load of Hall of Fame show that we got to do because we got to do the 2020 class and then we got to do the 2021 class.
Yeah, just like with basketball, I think they're doing it the same day, I think.
So, I mean, first of all, the 2020 class is already loaded. And so I don't even know who's going to be part of 20. I mean, other than Molly Holly, but I don't know who else is going to be part of it.
Bulldog.
You said who?
Bulldog.
Oh, he's inducted? I
don't know if it's official yet, but I'm going to say Bulldog. I got a good inkling it's going to be Bulldog.
Oh, wait, no. Bulldog is in the 2020 class.
He is?
Yeah, Bulldog's in the 2020 class.
Are you sure he's in
I guarantee Davey Boy Smith is in the 2020 Hall of Fame class along with Yusha Thunder Liger, the Bella Twins, JBL, Batista, the NWO.
Okay. That's cool then. Okay, so I had to make sure.
Yes.
All right, cool.
Yeah, boy, right. I'll tell you who need to be in there though. Vader need to be up in that joint.
Well, hey, this man said, "Hey, I'm going to die. Can y'all put me in?" They said, "No." Tell your story walking.
Okay.
I mean, I might as well try to. We might as well try to a little bit try to guess, but I guess you can see that.
Well, I figured we can say that for the podcast this weekend.
Yeah. I gotta. I don't have nobody.
Well, I mean,
Undertaker.
It'll still be fun to guess. But let's move on here, and then also, so we're going to have a 2-night NXT takeover. So that means it's going to probably be even probably 10-match card, 5 on one night, 5 on the other night.
I don't like that.
I mean, yeah, at least not for NXT, but it all depends. It all depends how they're going to do it. But I guess what. I plan on going live each one of them nights, guys. It's going to be WrestleMania week. It's going to be big for us. So I want y'all to stay tuned for all that great stuff. And then we'll also he also makes the announcement that we're going to have, after the injustice, as he calls it, from last week, the women's tag team title match, instead of giving them a rematch or, you know, making Nia and Shayna Baszler defend them again or strip them, what we are going to reward them with a new set of tag team championships, the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships, and they are the first ever Women's Tag Team Champions. I'm just like, yeah.
They just wanted them to have it just to say first ever.
Yeah, because
why didn't they just have a match for it initially?
Because I don't think they wanted to lose because I think they wanted Raquel and them to hold it at first, and then she can go on to face for Io Shirai for the NXT champ. I did they really want to put her to that NXT Championship picture.
Yeah, I know they do too. What I'm saying, like, why even have them? Like, why not just have them fight for the titles instead of just giving it to them?
All right, because they couldn't get themselves out that hole from what happened last week. That's the only excuse I could find. And it ain't a good one, but that's the only one I could find. So Ember Moon Shotzi Blackheart comes down, and they want a shot at the championships because they need challengers. So then William Regal says, why, well, they want to run it back tonight. William Regal says, fine, let's do it. So we're going to have 3 title matches tonight. So what happens first is the NXT Women's Championship, Io Shirai taking on Toni Storm. This is going to kick off NXT. So we in there with cake all around, you know what I'm saying, in the ring. So good matchup by these two. I never thought Toni Storm was necessarily going to win the matchup, but it's a hard-hitting matchup. Io Shirai gets a lot of good offense on it, and she's been working a lot on her submissions. Tony grabs her, tries to go for a quick power bomb, or Io Shirai gets a near fall. She goes for the Storm Zero, but Io counters and applies the crossface, and the Storm, she gets to the rope. She rope breaks it. And then she goes and fouls, hits it with a running knee, and Io Shirai goes for the moonsault. But then Toni Storm rolls out the way, and usually Io does like the little rollout, but this time no, she just flat places on after that moonsault, and then she skips the turnbuckle, and then she tries to go for a diving hit. Well, she hits the Storm Zero on Io Shirai. She kicks out, tries to go for a hit, but misses. Gets crossface, taps out. Io Shirai retains the NXT Women's Championship. And I think it was a good opening matchup. How about you?
Yeah, I think it was a real good match. I just wish they had a platform to kind of duplicate the match that they had at Evolution.
Damn, Evolution was so long ago. I'm about to say, remember that Evolution, man? It was so long ago. That's actually before Io Shirai was a heel, right?
No, that's when she was a face. Yeah, that's before she was Io Shirai.
Gotcha. She's a little smaller. She's like Kairi Sane 2.0 kind of thing.
Yeah.
Jake Atlas taking on Pete Dunne, who still comes out with Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan. This match don't take up too long. Was mostly done the whole match of working on Jake Atlas's arm. Finally gets him in the hole with his fingers, breaks them, and then pulls it back for the armbar. Pete Dunne wins. After the match, Pete Dunne gets on the microphone and says that he is he's the most dominant in the UK, but he wants everybody to know that he is the best technical wrestler there is ever. And that sounds familiar, doesn't it? Well, then Imperial cuts a promo backstage with Timothy Thatcher, and they talk about I guess they're trying to get out of recruitment. I'm not really sure. I didn't see the whole thing, but
I don't know. I didn't see that part, but I do know like when they were in the Indies, it was Thatcher, Marcel Bartel, and Walter as the original like Imperial.
Oh, so it was kind of the original primetime players before primetime players before Darren Young got there. That was like Percy Harvin.
Something like that. I would say more of a I wouldn't say it like that.
Okay, so Leo Rush, not Leo Rush, Leon Ruff, because the promo saying he knew Isaiah Scott was a snake. For the first time he met him, Rusty people, he think he left his way into NXT, but he scratched and crawl, stuff like that. So obviously, he had a rough landing, but he's gonna bounce back, whatever. NXT Tag Team Champions Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez take on Ember Moon, Shotzi Blackheart. I really thought they was going to dominate here, but it's going to turn out to be a really good matchup. We have Raquel Gonzalez is having Shotzi Blackheart like a sleeper hold, and then Ember Moon goes for the Eclipse, but then she catches her in a power strength that tries to toss her, and Ember Moon tries to hit scissors her over the ropes, but it doesn't work. Shotzi Blackheart tosses Dakota Kai into Raquel Gonzalez, sending Ember Moon and Gonzalez over the top rope, and rolls up Dakota Kai for the win. And Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon are your new women's tag team champions on NXT.
What's the point?
Look, I don't like the NXT Tag Team Women's Tag Team Championship, not because it's a woman thing, it's not because of that at all. It's because NXT has the best women's division in all of wrestling. I understand that. But still, you don't just need a great women's division. You need tag teams. And all of a sudden, all you're going to do, the only legit tag team that I felt like that they gave us time to build on was Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai. It felt like the Shawn Michaels Diesel aspect. I mean, Amber Moon and Shotzi Blackheart thing it's starting to get there, but it still ain't there for me yet. And other than that, there really is no tag teams other than maybe the Robert Stone brand. But once again, nobody cares about Aaliyah and the other girl right now. But they won. How you feel about the tag team titles and them having it on there?
I would have gotten a secondary singles women's championship, not a tag team championship.
That's a good thing. I didn't even think about that.
Like,
kind of like the North American championship.
Yeah, like if they, yeah. I'm saying if they treat their main roster tag team titles like trash, what you think y'all gonna be like if y'all only got 2 teams? So, all right, I guess they made history by having 2 champions crowned in one night. You know, they always want to make history.
I mean, I'm pretty sure with the women's division they have, they're gonna start like making teams. But once again, I like teams because each team you have to make.
But I'm saying they instead of making Ember Moon and Shotzi champions of tag team champions, Shotzi and Ember both can be good contenders for a singles secondary women's championship or even the main championship. But,
yeah,
you know, I would have rather had the main because they got Tony Storm, Mercedes Martinez. They got a lot of people that they can build on, but yet they use it for the tag teams that they only have 2 teams. So.
Yeah, I don't understand why WWE keeps doing it, especially when their tag team division is just suffering all across the board. Adam Cole is backstage pacing, talks about, everybody keeps saying,
right, I'm sorry, I got one more thing.
Sure.
They got 4 tag team titles in general and like 6 tag teams.
Across the whole board.
Yes. Yeah. I don't understand, but more tag teams.
That is too many belts. Too many things for no tag teams. Honestly, you should just have one set of women's and one set of men's.
You know what? I'm gonna go even further.
Mm-hmm.
How many tag team championship champions right now are actual tag teams or just makeshift tag teams? It's arguable to say all 4, but I'm gonna give them the doubt and say 3 out of 4. Got it. I mean, Shotzi and Ember, makeshift team. Nia, Shayna, makeshift team. Bobby Roode and Ziggler, makeshift team that is now kind of a team, I guess you could say. I don't know. Yeah. And then I guess Lashley's, Shelton, and Alexander are a team now, but they were makeshift at first.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but they gave it time to turn to a faction.
Yeah, so I'm saying they are the exempt, but the rest of them are makeshift.
Yeah, so
not even real teams.
Yeah, I get that. That's the kind of thing that bothers me about it. I mean, we can talk more about it probably on the podcast. Adam Cole's pacing. He talks about people asking why he did the Kyle O'Reilly, and he said, why Shawn tried to question him, and then he said he had to remind everybody who the leader of the Undisputed Era is, and is only dead when he says so. As far as he's concerned, he just got rid of the dead weight. As for tonight, Cole is getting ready. I was the greatest NXT champion ever. And if you thought my first run was great, wait till you see over 400 days. Wait till you see what the second run does. So, backstage, Shotzi and Ember are celebrating, where we have Candace and keep forgetting her name.
Indy Hartwell,
which honestly they have grown to a tag team also because they've been riding with each other since last year.
I mean, but they don't never win.
So then we have Austin Theory. Gargano comes up and says, "It should have been you." First thing he says, and then Austin Theory comes up and says, "Did you pay the therapist?" And I like how Gargano played it off saying, "Yeah, I had to because therapy costs." It was like Austin fell forward, but then he tried to get him hyped up for Dexter Lumis and talk about how he was talking about his abs and stuff like that. And Austin rips off his shirt, goes to the back, trying to look for Dexter Lumis. Kaden Carter is trying to defend her friend, goes up against Xia Li. And Xia Li at first is just kind of dominating Kaden Carter. But then here comes on crutches, Kaden Catanzaro. She comes down to the ring, and then she just, as Xia Li is about to take out Kaden Carter's knee in the corner. She hits her with a crutch, and then she just continues to beat her down with a crutch as she goes out. Boa comes in, grabs the crutch from Kaden Cat Zero, but then here comes Kaden Carter hits him in the back with the crutch as they escape. So this storyline is not done yet, but Xia Li wins via disqualification. So now with Xia Li with this new kind of attitude, she actually has a rivalry and some to sink her teeth into, which I think that they may have some kind of culmination matchup by NXT Takeover stand. Like it may be Kaden Carter's first NXT Takeover. So I'm with it.
I don't know why Casey Catanzaro shouldn't even be in this. Like they took out her leg, she should just be out for a storyline. And like she legit can't walk. I don't even know why she's even out there. But,
yeah.
You know.
Well, they can't. Well, she came out on crutches. I mean, I felt that they wanted to try to find a way because honestly, Xia Li would destroy Kaden Carter in the first place. So,
but I'm saying like in storyline, you took out my friend. You took out her leg in real life and in storyline. Mm-hmm. So she shouldn't even be out there, and this should be like a revenge storyline for Casey.
I think this is just their way of trying to keep the story going because it's going to be kind of hard. And like I said, even if she can't walk, I mean, she's not bedridden. You know what I'm saying? She wants to come out there and risk her health on crutches, which is stupid. But I'm saying if she wants to come out there and risk her health for her sister or her friend type of thing like that, then I'm saying it's help to keep the storyline going. She's not going to wrestle no matchup.
I know, but I'm saying in storyline, I'm really about to risk my health for you, for anybody. After she done about broke my leg almost, and I'm out. I'm all right.
Well, then Santos Escobar talking to I forgot what he told her, William Regal backstage before Legado del Fantasma about to go out. He has a loud green jacket on. I just wanted to make sure I put that out there. So we have the Legado del Fantasma take on the Grizzled Young Veterans, and it wasn't much of a match here. It wasn't that long, but they stunned the Grizzled Young Veterans and Wild rose up Drake for the win. So they pick up the win here, and then afterwards they get Carter and Drake. They start to go. Well, oh God, what happened? I remember. I'm trying to get the thing right. I remember Breezango came down. I think he started beating down Legado del Fantasma and hit him with super kicks, and then
I mean, if you want me to be completely honest with you, I think you put too much energy into this because I did not care about this at all.
Okay, fair enough. You're right. My apologies. You know, we'll skip the other backstage stuff and we'll go right to the NXT Championship. Finn Balor versus Adam Cole with the main event. You knew this match was going to deliver. These guys have had good matches before, and then Adam Cole tries to give a brain buster to Finn Balor onto the steel steps like he did Kyle O'Reilly, but then Finn Balor reverses it and gives him a standing suplex on the steel ramp right on the outside. That looked like it straight sucked.
Quick question. Did they ever use that Kyle O'Reilly footage?
Say what?
Did they ever use the Kyle O'Reilly footage of him having a seizure?
No, they never did.
Because they said, oh, it was storyline, but then they never used it. So I think it was real.
Well, I mean, and so far they're saying it was, he was a good, he was a good seller because it kind of messed up the official. They really thought he was injured or sick like that, but it appears that he wasn't. So honestly, I don't necessarily know because but I mean, did they use the footage of him getting brain busted on the steel steps, and they showed it on YouTube? So
yeah, I'm saying after they said he had to be stretched out and all that, and then they said it was after the show, so they were saying it was for storyline, but then they never incorporated that part in the storyline.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I was just saying. Like, yeah, probably was real if they just didn't even include it, or they just decided not to use it, which I don't know. I was just saying. I remember them shooting the footage, saying this is for a storyline, but then I haven't seen that footage used for storyline.
Well, we never. I mean, the rivalry ain't done yet. It's just heating up, so we don't know where it's necessarily where it's going to go.
Yeah, Cole, I mean, but you can't. you can't be like 2 months down the road and say, hey, remember 2 months ago when I sent you to the hospital? Uh,
No, I'm just saying they could probably talk about it next week. I'm just saying because Colorado comes at the end of the matchup.
mm,
So Finn is just holding his jaw, and then it looks like Adam Cole's about to go for the last shot, and then he tosses Cole over the ropes. And as he does that, Colorado comes from the darkness, and you see him walking up closer to Adam Cole. And Cole, like he sees a ghost, he comes back, and then Balor hits a 1916 on the floor to Adam Cole, rolls him inside, hits a coup de grace, and then wins the matchup. After the match, Colorado comes in there, and then they just start. He stares down Balor. He starts beating up Adam Cole. Did you see his elbow?
I'd seen, but I was like, it didn't look too good.
Because remember in 2013 in SummerSlam when John Cena had that infected elbow?
Yeah, he had to wear that big brace.
Yeah, he had the surgery on it. That's what his elbow looked like his elbow was affected. And I was like, oh, come on. Don't sell me this Kyle O'Reilly Adam Cole match, which will be a great match, but he got an affected elbow. And he was beating him down like his elbow wasn't hurting, but it clearly looks like something wrong with that elbow.
He could have like how Moxley had the staph infection, but he still wrestled with it. He just like patched it up. Because when he was at AEW, he had the staph infection in his elbow. He just kind of had like a small little patch band-aid around it.
Okay.
So that it won't be exposed.
So we got about 4 weeks left before the WrestleMania weekend, or about a month left before the WrestleMania weekend. So we can see how it's going to probably we can probably see how it's probably going to turn out or not. And then as the fight between Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly is happening, you just see Finn Balor look over his shoulder, but you can't see who he's looking at. He's like, "What took you so long?" And he turns around, it's Karrion Kross as they stare each other down to end the show. So that
I'm not excited.
You're not excited about Finn Balor because you know that's going to be the match at Takeover.
I know what I'm saying. I was never excited for that, even when they teased it. I guess it's Karrion Kross, maybe. I don't know what it is.
Do you think he can win a championship at the stand and deliver?
Depending on what type of match, and I can say he does, but I'm saying like I don't know, just something about him. I'm not behind when it comes to watching his match as opposed to like a good main event. I don't think him versus Balor would be a good main event.
Gotcha. It main event one. I do believe Cole and O'Reilly is main event in one of those nights.
Yeah, but I'm just saying like I was iffy on Karrion Kross at first, and then he fought Keith Lee, and I was like, the match was okay, but it's not like this is not nothing I would want to keep watching.
I got you. Now it's time to go to Wednesday and go over to AEW Dynamite. So we Dynamite for March 10th, 2021. We have a lot of good things. We got a TNT Championship tonight, also with Darby Allin and Scorpio Sky. But we start off for the first time ever, we get Matt Jackson, one half of the AEW World Tag Team Champions, going up against Death Triangle's Ray Phoenix with Pac. So it's the first time that they ever did this, kind of like when they sold the first time Pentagon and Nick Jackson went up against each other, because they don't usually do the kind of
that was Ray Phoenix.
Say what?
That was Ray Phoenix too.
And that was Ray Phoenix also? Okay, well, yeah. And how they saw it. So this is the first time they're going in at 1-on-1. And once again, it's a good matchup, so kind of too many kind of spots to even kind of write down, take notes for a Ray Phoenix match. But Ray hits a release German suplex on Matt, but land on his feet and return with a super kick. And then they both get knocked down to the mat. They start dishing out chops and kicks, and then Ray Phoenix planted Matt Jackson with a pile driver and pinned him. So
it was the ending of this match was weird though.
So it was weird, do you?
Yeah, because like he went up for the Meltzer driver or the indie take or whatever, but then he was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot I can't tag in my brother. What am I going to do?" I'm like, either tombstone him or just like put him down.
That right there, it's like I was like, okay, bro, I didn't see you a tag team wrestler though, but you can't just hit a tombstone. Sting hits tombstones, so you can still just hit a tombstone. That'd be kind of cool. We get Eddie Kingston and John Moxley is shown drinking like their friendship is patched back up. And then today, Keisha said that he had flashback to jail and blacked out covering up Moxley after his match at Revolution. And he says, you think I think the Impact paid for the bomb. And then Moxley was saying that the pack that you bought the dynamite in say Acme on it, making a reference to Looney Tunes. He said, I didn't win my belt back Revolution. All I got was his T-shirt, which I kind of want, and my drinking buddy back. And then he said, Kenny and the Good Boys, if you're going to flash a weapon, you better use it, said John Moxley. So they kind of was, they're not walking away from obviously what happened, and they're going to play up into it. So I kind of like that they're kind of doing that now.
Yeah, just real quick, while listening to my mind, I'm gonna say Impact made like a big match this past Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
They did Rich Swann versus Moose, and whoever wins that match is gonna fight Kenny for both titles at a pay-per-view upcoming.
Okay, who won that match?
So they didn't have it yet.
Oh, okay.
But the winner of that match will fight Kenny. So basically, Kenny is going to win both championships because I doubt they're going to give the AEW championship to Rich Swann or Moose.
No, I mean I would give it to Rich Swann, but Moose he has been.
I dare not giving it to Moose.
Yeah. So Kenny Omega will be the TNA champion and the AEW champion.
Yes.
Wow, that's cool. He about to be walking Armageddon like last year, just with all the belts.
I mean, he already got like one in AAA and one in like another company, but they don't really talk about them because they are not in the main thing. So they might go with it.
Okay, yeah. Your boy, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes takes on Seth Gargis. This is not really much of a match. And then he just planted him with a running power slam and then hit the figure four, and that was it.
Can I just say, this is how Cody's squash match is supposed to be? This is how the Sunny Kiss match and all the other matches was supposed to be, not him trying to make them push him to the limit. Like, Peter Avalon should have been less than a minute. Sunny Kiss should have been less than a minute. All the
Yeah, I mean, this is how you should do it. Because if this was last year, this would have been a 20-minute match. And I'm like, it don't need to be no 20-minute match.
He should have pinned him off the figure four. That's what he should have did.
Yeah, but he made him tap out. Tony Schiavone enters the ring, and then Arn Anderson was pleased with Cody's quick and effective performance tonight. You know, saying put at the wristwatch, like, yeah, that's how you do it. And then as he said, Tony asked him how you feel about the shoulder. And before he answers, here comes Penta. He comes out, interrupts him, and speaks Spanish. And then we have this guy named Alex, who's a translator, and said that Cody is the Prince of Pro Wrestling, that Penta is the Lord of Lucha Libre. At Revolution, you lost, and it's just been you and me in that ring. You would have lost more than the match. You know why? Penta said that he would have hurt Cody's injured arm so much that he wouldn't be able to pick up his baby. Oh, Cody said, oh, no, screw that. They might start fighting in the audience, so they had to be pulled apart. So we're setting up for Penta and Cody. I think that's kind of dope.
Cody is so jealous.
Yeah, Cody is what?
So jealous.
Jealous.
I want to wrestle Penta. Kenny is wrestle Penta. I want to wrestle Penta. Well, I can't wrestle Penta. Your style Cody's style, I don't think goes with Penta at all. Like, will it be a good match? I'm sure. That is not really something I'm sold.
Cody got that WCW style with a twist.
Yes, he does. But I'm saying, like, the way that he set his matches up, sometimes I don't enjoy. He set his matches up on real life situations, and I hate it.
Well, we gotta see how because if it was Phoenix, I'd be like, no, thank you.
I don't know. All right, you go. I'm just Cody.
No, we get Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy at an arcade, and then Chuck says, "Please give us one more match, Mirror. If we lose, I'll be your butler forever." But Buddy Orange Cassidy has a really good idea. How about we put all these arcade games at ringside and we put you through them? So it's going to be like a arcade cabinet style matchup with is like the arcades and lumberjacks type thing.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna be in Pac-Man. Pac-Man. What do you call it? Pac-Man setup. I don't know.
Yeah, it probably could be. Or why not just I don't know have a backlot brawl in arcade?
Yeah, that too.
That's what I would do. But shout out to Chuck Taylor for wearing that MB jersey. Shout out to Philly.
And,
Hey, MVP coming this season, bro.
well, hey, yeah, I'm not gonna speak on it.
Oh, what you don't have no faith in Philly right now?
Nah, I'm just saying you'll be surprised. He might be out for the year. That's all I'm saying. So we'll know tomorrow if he's gonna be out for the year or not.
Oh, don't even. I know seriously, it's low key. I missed the game though, other than the win.
He had a bad injury. Bad
Bro,
injury. So we'll see Monday. We'll see Monday.
Not the MVP season, bro. Not the MVP season.
Looked bad. I just say that.
This is so wrong. All right. After the successful return, his first match is 2015. Wonder what match that was. Sting comes out for an interview with Tony Schiavone, and Sting is doing the same Sting kind of interview it was. And then how him and Darby got the win. They kept calling it a coffin drop from the roof, and I was like, it looked more like an elbow to me when I was talking about it in Revolution. But as Sting was talking, here comes Lance Archer and Jake Roberts and says, if you won't give us time, we'll take time. And well, this is Sting's time right now. Tony Schiavone said, just jump all on Sting's penis. And then we'll see you around. I'm like, Lance Archer and Sting, not feeling it.
No, I don't think Lance Archer versus Sting. I think Lance Archer has been a face that he needs to get his heat on somebody like a Sting. So he's probably gonna just beat him up, and that's it. Like I don't want to see no match out of this. Plus, if you watch TNA, they've had plenty of matches. Even though he was Lance Hoyt, they've had matches. So I don't want to see that. But yeah.
So now we got this is new nickname. All Ego Ethan Page.
He's been had that.
Huh?
He's been had that.
Oh, you did? Okay. Taking on Lee Johnson. Remember Lee Johnson, the one he tried to have that Black History match for back early February? Who was 0-29. Now he's like 1-29.
Well, he's won in like 32 now, but
oh yeah. Oh, hey, well, guess what? Let's add another loss to there because Ethan Page is not gonna lose this matchup. And first of all, this match was a little bit too long for my liking. I'm like, he's still a jobber, whatever the case may be. So Ethan Page wins the matchup, and then
QT Marshall.
QT Marshall comes down with Dustin Rhodes, and they chase Ethan Page away, and then they just simply stare at each other and kind of walk off. So there's a rift between them. I missed the interview with Alex Marvarez and Hangman Page. You see that?
Oh, I actually did. He's basically just like, what are you gonna do with all your money? And Heyman looked dead in the camera and told one lie. Said, I gave that money to Jacksonville's public school fund. And that's a dead lie.
Yeah, dead.
We're gonna surpass that. And then he bought a lawnmower, one of them big round lawnmowers, and then like all the inner circle members got on the lawnmower except for number 5 because they hate 5. It's a BTE thing. And then, yeah, that I find it kind of funny though. It's like all the members were on this lawnmower, and then 5 tried to get on. They said, "Whoa, it's a wait," and then shoot them off. They win.
Oh, the Dark Order's making fun of 5.
I like when they make fun of 5. It's more of a BTE thing, which I didn't know that it was going to actually bring that type of thing to. But it was like a small segment, so I guess it wasn't canon in a sense. It was just like literally like a less than 2 minute segment. So.
Okay. Tony Schiavone is out to interview Christian Cage, but then before he's interrupted by Kenny Omega comes out and joined by Don Callis and the Good Brothers. And Don Callis said that he was sorry that the audience wouldn't get to hear from the brand new AEW signing Christian Cage because he came out here to talk about the next king of the death match, Kenny Omega, and it all went according to plan. Maybe not everything. Omega said, and they were talking about the explosion not heard around the world. And we got a lot of heat, but we're not going to confirm whether or not it had anything to do with that. What I will confirm is how happy it made us to take away what the fans wanted, taking away Tony Khan's chance to create big moments. We took away Eddie Kingston's star, making a historical moment. And if the ring somehow didn't blow up, we looked even better because we still walked away with the championship. And then Moxley and Kingston looked like a pair of idiots. So Omega said it's sweet to beat you and embarrass you, leaving you and Kingston looking like losers in the ring with 4 sparkler shot from the corner post. And Eddie Kingston walked down, and then Kyle said, I know this guy because they have history in TNA's or Impact Wrestling, especially with the whole DOC group that it was with him, James Storm.
I forgot about the DOC. Yes.
Yeah, the DOC.
It was James Storm.
I used to like the DOC.
I mean, I didn't like him after they started adding, like, it was like James Storm, Abyss, I think Eddie Kingston.
I liked it when it was just the 3 members. It was Eddie Kingston, James Storm. I forgot who the third one was.
It probably was Abyss.
No, Abyss was part of the K at the time.
Well,
Crazy Steve Roseman.
Well, whoever.
Yeah.
Then it was Abyss. Then it was TJP or Manic. And then it was the other Japanese dude, Sanada. They just kept adding people. It was just like, I don't like this.
Yeah, no, I like the match everything. So that's where they got the history from. And then he said you did, you worked at Impact Wrestling, you grind your ass off, but every time every time we got a big championship, we had to fire you because you could just never get to the big one. You basically kind of got lazy. And then so K Omega and Don Callis make fun. He's like 69 me, and he gets down when the countdown's about to happen, making fun of Eddie Kingston. Don Callis and K Omega get down on the ground, scrambling around like. And then when the time goes, he said, "Wait, what happened? Nothing happened." And then Eddie Kingston's getting real pissed. And then K Omega like oozes him on to hit him, and Eddie Kingston does hit him, and he starts fighting all of them. And then here comes Moxley to the rescue, and then he comes down. But then who's going to save him? Christian Cage music plays, and he comes down. He slowly approaches the ring. That's Christian Cage in real time. And then he comes out, Kenny Omega, he gets out the way, and Christian has his belt. I'm like, oh, God, we're going to have to create Christian to try to make him a champion again. And he tries to go for the unprettier Omega, but Omega gets out of it. So that is your Christian Cage matchup here. How do you feel about it?
Well, for one, I assume next week or week after next, they're gonna have Good Brothers and Omega versus Christian, Moxley, and Kingston.
Well, next week we're gonna for the St. Patty's Day show, we're having Kingston and Moxley taking on Omega and taking on the Good Brothers.
So I'm assuming the next week is when they do the 6-man.
Yeah, probably so.
Okay. I mean, I think Christian's going to lose his first AEW feud, but I think he's there to help mentor and put over new talent. So I can see him winning the belt, but not now. He said he's going to be there long term, so not now.
He's going to be there till WWE fight, put him in the Hall of Fame, so I guess.
Or they could put him in there this year.
I doubt they're going to do that now.
He's been on Impact and WWE the same day or the same week.
Yeah, I don't know. Things a little bit different these days, so we got to see what happens with that. We have a trios match up next.
I would just say Billy Gunn was in AEW when he got into it.
Fair, you're absolutely right. He was AEW when he got DX. You're right.
Even though they put him on at the Barry AEW, they still had him on it. So, what if they just start taking guys for AEW just so they can put him on there and bury him during his speech?
Oh, that'd be kind of.
They say like Jerry Lynn. Come on. Who else? Dean Malenko. You come on too. Come on.
Oh, damn, I ain't heard that name in a minute neither. We got a trios match up next. We got Hikaru Shida, Rio, Mizunomi and Thunder Rosa taking on Nyla Rose, Mikai. I can't pronounce
Maki
it.
Ito.
Maki Ito and Dr. Brent Baker, DMD.
I'm just saying. This is
So,
pure Thunder Rosa attire. I'm gonna just say that.
what you say?
This is pure Thunder Rosa attire.
Yeah. Sheeta connects with the running knee to Brent Baker for the near fall, but then maybe we can breaks it up. Sheeta hits her with a hard headbutt. Then the Rosa clubs Baker from behind, but that doesn't work. Rose try to hit a swinging DDT. Rubber try to get involved with interference. The ref is distracted, and then the Rosa spiked Mika to pin her. And after the match, Nyla Rose and Rebel they start to interfere and beat up Thunder Rosa and have Britt Baker put in the lockjaw to Thunder Rosa. So this rivalry will come to an end next week at the St. Patty's Day show, where it's going to be a non-sanctioned anything goes match.
It's gonna be lights out.
A lights out, yeah. That's to be the main event thing. So Britt Baker like she could tear them apart. So hey. Private parties backstage with Big Money Man. And he signed 2 new additions, which is the Butcher, the Blade, and the Bunny. And they will go to destroy the Dark Order for what they did to him. I'm like, God, we don't need no private party working with these fools.
I think they're solid for what they do. They just basically get paid to beat up people in the back and not really wrestle. So.
Fair. Darby Allin is taking on Scorpio Sky for the TNT Championship. They keep saying Darby's on at 100%. This matchup was good. I really wanted Scorpio Sky to pick up the win here because he was really dominating in the matchup to the point where Darby Allin was just using adrenaline to kick out of a lot of his stuff. And then, but what happened was Darby went off for the coffin drop. Scorpion Sky anticipated and caught him with a power bomb. That was a 6 spot. I was like, okay, they did perfect timing on that one. He lifted Darby for the TKO, but Darby cradled him and retained the championship by the skin of his teeth. After the match, Scorpio Sky's pissed. Heel turn, hits a heel hook on Darby Allin to the referees run down to pull him off. Scorpio Sky looks down his hands and then smile. He's a full heel now, so it looks like now we can probably get. I don't know if what's his alignment with still SCU, but it's he's full heel now. So, did you like the matchup before we get into the War Council?
I thought it was good. I just think since it was a heel turn and since what happens later, I think they should have moved it up or shifted the segments because it's like heel turn, heel turn, back-to-back segments. So I think they kind of should have just moved this one to the front of the show.
Gotcha. So now we got time to the Inner Circle War Council, and then Jericho says when any great army needs to change the course of the middle belt, they hold a war council. And then MJM said, "Well, I think we need to add a new member. Maybe it's time we let someone go." But the Sammy Guevara music hit. We ain't seen Sammy in a while. He comes down and says, "Chris, you need to really hear this."
By the way, did you hear what Sammy Guevara tried to do?
No, we tried. I missed it.
They had him when he was supposed to walk out. He was supposed to go to Impact for a while.
Yeah.
He was supposed to do something to Impact. And he pitched. He said, "Look, what I'm gonna go to Impact and I'm gonna win your it wasn't the World Championship, so I'm assuming it's the X Division." He said, "Yeah, I'm gonna win this title and I'm gonna never lose it and I'm gonna just leave until y'all have to tournament for it."
Yeah, all right, no.
And then that's why he never go to Impact. He was supposed to go show up and win the title. But then he said, "Yeah, I'm gonna just win it, and then I'm gonna never lose it, and I'm gonna just give it up, and then y'all have a tournament for it. Like I'm gonna just leave and lead the title." Like,
no, come on, Sammy. Come on, Sam. He been talking to Hogan?
Well, apparently.
Yeah, no.
I don't know who he thought he was.
I'm about to say we ain't for that. So Sammy Cohen said, "Look, you really need to see this. Out of everything we've been through, Chris, you guys see it." So he set this camera up, and then we see Hager and Santana Ortiz in the back. After fast forward, and MJF comes in there and talks about we can take Chris Jericho out, and Jericho looks at him, and then MJF says, "All right, boys, get him." So they go in to get Jericho, but they turn and Inner Circle unites to take out MJF. What should have happened? He falls down the corner, gets scared, and he says, "Chris, look, I never want to, mess with the Inner Circle because I was too busy making mine." And then we see behind them is Warlow, FTR with Tully Blanchard, and Sean Spears. And FTR has the champagne bottles. They crack it over the head of Inner Circle. They beating them down, and they even give a spike pile driver with
a double spike.
Huh?
A double spike.
A double spike with their hands behind their heads. Pile drivers to Santana and Ortiz. They take them out. Sammy Guevara's taking down. I thought Sammy Guevara was going on his own, but like he's still trying to be within the circle. And Jericho's left
he couldn't go win that championship in Impact, so he just came back.
He just came back. I was like, okay, well, there go your singles push, I guess. He hits Jericho with his ring, and then Jericho's busted open. They take Jericho down, and then Warlow powerbombs Chris Jericho off the stage into like the softest, because he's older, the softest kind of whatever contraption that was at the end of the stage, and that's how it goes off. So there is they beat down the Inner Circle, and we see that that new faction is standing tall. That may be your new blood and guts match.
Yeah, I can see it. By the way, I will say it's a form of long-term storytelling, because after it, I don't know if you've seen this, MJF and Sean Spears passed money back and forth. Kind of like they had a bet, like when they was first having no crowds, and they were just them two out there.
Yeah,
I guess they made a bet or something, and now it's coming into fruition.
Oh, okay. You know what? That's a good point. I do like that. So, guys, that was AEW NXT for the week. So, who won for the week? AEW NXT. Prom, starting with you.
I would probably give it to AEW just because I really hated the NXT. You're a champion, and now you got to defend your championship, and then you lose your championship. That just really hurts the narrative. Then I'm not excited to see Finn Balor and Karrion Kross.
I'm gonna go AEW 2 this week because I enjoyed the War Council with the Inner Circle. I enjoy Phoenix and Matt Jackson, excuse me. I enjoy Scorpio Sky and Darby Allin. There's a lot of things I enjoy. I enjoy how they fixed themselves, in my personal opinion, from the botch that happened. So they turned it into a storyline, which I like about it, because if they had just ignored it, I would have been pissed. So I'm glad they did. So I do think they're going to make up for it. Don't know how they're going to do it, but they're going to try to make up for it. But AEW gets my win. So post your comments down below. How you guys enjoy it? If you guys listen to this on the podcast, we got to move on. But if you guys listen to us right here on Nerd Coalition Studios, make sure you like and subscribe and hit the like button, like I said. And once again, you can hit the subscribe button, see all wrestling content right here on NC Studios. Once again, it's NC, a place to be. You're trying to Mr. A&D, and not Deion for prime time.
All right, y'all.
All right. And the Nerd Coalition is out.